So if you're a dog owner here in Evansville, you probably want a dog who can enjoy the city right alongside you, safely and happily. That's what this is all about. It's your guide to finding the perfect professional trainer to make that happen.
So here's what we're going to walk through. First, we'll talk about why training for Evansville life is so important. Then, what actually makes a trainer a pro. After that, we'll get into picking the right program, talk about costs and local rules, and finish up with a super handy checklist of questions you should ask before you hire anyone.
All right, so let's get right to it. What's the real goal here? I mean, yeah, we want our dogs to know basic commands, but good training is so much more than that. It's really about getting your dog ready for real life, right here in Evansville.
Just picture it. You want a dog who can walk politely down by the riverfront, or maybe handle the excitement of a weekend event on Main Street without getting overwhelmed. You want to be able to relax with them at an outdoor cafe. The right training gives your dog the skills they're going to use every single day in our community.
Okay, so how do you actually find the right person for the job? Well, the first step is to really understand what makes a trainer a qualified professional, and that starts with their whole philosophy and, of course, their credentials. Pretty much the standard for modern, effective, and humane training is something called positive reinforcement. Basically, this method uses rewards, like treats or praise, to build a really strong, trusting relationship with your dog. It's not just about tossing them a treat, it's about making learning fun and creating behavior changes that actually stick, without ever using fear or intimidation.
A trainer's credentials really do matter. You want to look for certifications that prove a trainer has passed some tough exams on things like learning theory and how dogs behave. For more complex issues, like, say, serious anxiety or aggression, some of these certifications show they have a much higher level of expertise. It's a huge sign that they're committed to professional standards.
All right, so once you know what to look for in a trainer, the next thing is to figure out which kind of training program is the best fit for your dog, and for your lifestyle too. Let's break down the two most common options. You've got group classes, which are fantastic for socialization and for dogs who can already focus a little bit around other dogs and people. They're also easier on the wallet. On the other hand, you have private lessons. These are totally customized just for you. They're perfect for tackling issues that happen right in your home, like barking at the doorbell or jumping on your guests. Now, if you need more intensive help, there's day training. This is where a pro works with your dog while you're at work, and then they teach you how to keep up all those new skills. Then there are board and train programs where your dog actually lives with the trainer for a couple of weeks. This can get you results pretty fast, but here's the catch. Your follow-through at home is absolutely essential to make sure that training sticks for the long haul.
Okay, let's talk about the practical stuff. We're going to get into budgeting for training and the local rules you absolutely need to know as a responsible dog owner here in Evansville.
So here's a rough idea of what to expect for different services in Evansville and Vanderburgh County. As you can see, something like a group puppy class might be in the $150 to $250 range. Private lessons are usually priced per session, maybe $100 to $175. Then you get into the bigger investments, right? A board and train program can be a few $1,000s. This just helps you set a realistic budget for the kind of support you're looking for.
It's also really important to know the basic rules of dog ownership around here. First off, a leash is required on all public property unless you're in a designated dog park. And by state law, your dog has to have a current rabies tag on their collar. It's also good to be aware that excessive barking can actually become a legal issue, which, hey, is just one more great reason to work on training, right? All right, you've done your homework, you've got some names. Now it's time to actually talk to some trainers. This checklist is going to give you the confidence you need to know you're making a great choice. Okay, these are the questions that are going to get you past the basic sales pitch. You want to hear them talk about their methods and philosophy. You need to confirm their credentials, and it's so important to understand exactly how they're going to tailor a plan for your specific dog. Asking how you'll both measure progress makes sure everyone's on the same page. And hey, if they offer a free evaluation to meet you and your dog first, that's a great sign. It shows they're confident in what they do.
As you start this whole training journey, especially if you have a newly adopted dog, it's really helpful to keep this little rule in mind. It's called the 3-3-3 rule. It just reminds us to be patient, Good training works with a dog's natural adjustment period instead of trying to rush things.
So, once you start learning new skills with your trainer, you're going to need places to practice them. And our local parks are perfect for this. You can work on recall, coming when called, safely off-leash at Claymire or Baudette Park. They're great for practicing around other dogs. For polite leash walking, the Pigeon Creek Greenway is just ideal for getting your dog used to runners and cyclists going by.
And if you really want to build your dog's focus, the trails at Wesselman Woods have all sorts of natural distractions. Squirrels, new smells, other people. It's perfect.
When it comes down to it, investing in the right training is about so much more than just fixing problem behaviors. It's about building a confident, happy dog who can be a true companion for all the adventures you're going to have here in Evansville. So, best of luck with your training. I hope you enjoy all the amazing experiences you'll get to share with your dog at home, around the neighborhood, and all throughout our great city.